Honkai Star Rail is a mobile game with turn-based combat system, where players take control of a team of characters with unique skills and abilities to battle against various enemies. The game features a speed attribute that determines the order of actions during battle, with faster characters getting to act first. The game also has an action bar, which fills up gradually as the battle progresses. Once the bar is full, players can unleash powerful skills and abilities to deal massive damage to their enemies. However, players must carefully manage their action bar and decide when to use their skills, as they can only be used once per battle. Another important feature in Honkai Star Rail is the toughness system, which measures a character's resilience to damage. The tougher a character is, the more damage they can withstand before being knocked out of the battle. Players must strategically balance their team's toughness and damage-dealing abilities to survive battles. As players progress through the game, they can earn various rewards such as new characters, equipment, and resources. These rewards can be used to strengthen their team and take on even tougher challenges. Overall, Honkai Star Rail offers an engaging and challenging gameplay experience with its turn-based combat system, speed attribute, action bar, toughness system, and rewarding progression system. How to engage monsters effectively in Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is a turn-based game that features various monsters and characters with different abilities and talents. In this game, engaging monsters is a crucial skill that can determine the outcome of the battle. There are two ways to engage monsters in Honkai Star Rail, actively or passively. Active engagement means that you initiate the attack on the monsters. This will give you some advantages, such as you can choose which monster to target first, based on their type, health, or weakness. You can use your character's talent before the monsters can react. Talents are special effects that can boost your attack, defense, or other stats. For example, if your character has a talent that deals extra damage to fire-type monsters, you can use it when you engage a fire-type monster to inflict more damage. You can prevent the monsters from using their talents or skills. Some monsters have talents or skills that can harm you or benefit them. For example, some monsters can heal themselves or their allies, or reduce your attack or defense. By engaging them first, you can interrupt their actions and prevent them from using their talents or skills. Passive engagement means that you are attacked by the monsters. This will make you lose some advantages, such as you cannot choose which monster to target first. The monsters will attack you randomly or based on their AI logic. You cannot use your character's talent before the monsters attack. The monsters will have the first chance to use their talents or skills against you. You will suffer the effects of the monster's talents or skills. The monsters can use their talents or skills to harm you or benefit themselves before you can react. Therefore, it is generally better to engage monsters actively than passively in Honkai Star Rail. However, there are some exceptions and situations where passive engagement might be preferable. For example, if your character has a talent that activates when they are attacked by a monster. Some characters have talents that can counterattack, heal, or buff themselves when they are attacked by a monster. For example, if your character has a talent that restores health when they are attacked by a water-type monster, you might want to let them attack you first to heal yourself. If the monster has a talent that activates when they are engaged by a character. Some monsters have talents that can retaliate, debuff, or damage you when they are engaged by a character. For example, if the monster has a talent that reduces your defense when they are engaged by a fire-type character, you might want to avoid engaging them with a fire-type character. If you want to save your character's talent for later. Some characters have talents that have a cooldown or a limited number of uses. For example, if your character has a talent that deals massive damage to all enemies but can only be used once per battle, you might want to save it for the final boss or a critical moment. In conclusion, engaging monsters in Honkai Star Rail is an important skill that requires strategy and planning. You should always consider the advantages and disadvantages of active and passive engagement, as well as the talents and skills of your characters and the monsters. By doing so, you can maximize your chances of winning the battle and enjoying the game. Honkai Star Rail Action Speed Bar Guide. Honkai Star Rail is a turn-based strategy game that features a unique combat system based on speed. Speed determines how often your characters can act in each turn, and how you can manipulate the order of actions to gain an advantage over your enemies. In this blog post, I will explain how speed works in Honkai Star Rail, and how you can use it to optimize your gameplay. The basic concept of speed is that it affects the active value of each character. The active value is a number that represents how close a character is to taking an action. The lower the active value, the sooner the character can act. The active value is calculated by dividing 1000 by the speed of the character. For example, if a character has a speed of 100, their active value is 1100 equals 10. If another character has a speed of 200, their active value is 1200 equals 5. The active values of all characters are displayed on a speed bar at the bottom of the screen. The speed bar shows the order of actions for each turn, from left to right. The character with the lowest active value is always on the leftmost position of the speed bar, and will act first. The character with the highest active value is always on the rightmost position of the speed bar, and will act last. The end of each turn is marked by a vertical line on the speed bar. The speed bar is dynamic and changes according to the actions taken by each character. Every time a character acts, their active value is increased by their current active value. For example, if a character with an active value of 10 acts, their active value becomes 10 plus 10 equals 20. This means that they will move to the right on the speed bar, and will have to wait longer for their next action. However, there are also ways to manipulate the active value of characters in combat. Some skills and effects can push or pull characters on the speed bar, changing their order of actions. Pushing a character means moving them closer to the end of the turn, increasing their active value. Pulling a character means moving them further from the end of the turn, decreasing their active value. Pushing and pulling can be used strategically to disrupt your enemies or support your allies. For example, you can push an enemy with a low active value to delay their action and prevent them from using a powerful skill. You can also pull an ally with a high active value to give them an extra action and increase their damage output. Speed is a very important attribute in Honkai Star Rail's combat system. It affects how often your characters can act in each turn, and how you can manipulate the order of actions to gain an advantage over your enemies. By understanding how speed works and how to use it effectively, you can master Honkai Star Rail's combat system and enjoy this exciting game. How the toughness system works in the game and how you can use it to your advantage. The toughness system is a mechanic that adds more depth and strategy to the combat, as you have to consider the elemental weaknesses and resistances of the monsters you encounter. Every monster has its own toughness bar, which is a gauge that shows how much damage it can take before it becomes vulnerable. The toughness bar has different segments that correspond to different elements, such as fire, ice, lightning, and earth. You have to attack the monster with the specific element that matches the segment of the toughness bar you want to break. For example, if you want to break the fire segment of the toughness bar, you have to use a fire attack. If you use an element attack that does not match any of the segments of the toughness bar, you will not break the toughness bar at all. Instead, you will deal normal damage to the monster's health bar. This means that you have to pay attention to the monster's elemental affinity and choose your attacks accordingly. Breaking the toughness bar has several benefits. First, you will apply a specific damage over time effect on the monster, depending on the element you used. For example, if you break the fire segment of the toughness bar, you will apply a burning effect on the monster, which will deal fire damage over time and reduce its defense. Other effects include electric, weak, and frozen. Second, you will reduce the monster's damage output by 10%. This means that the monster will deal less damage to you and your allies, making it easier to survive and defeat it. Third, you will increase your own damage output by 10%. This means that you will deal more damage to the monster's health bar, making it faster to kill it. The toughness system adds a layer of challenge and fun to the game, as you have to think carefully about which element to use and when to break the toughness bar. It also rewards you for being strategic and skillful with your attacks. I hope this blog post helped you understand how the toughness system works and how you can use it to your advantage. Happy hunting! Honkai Star Rail is a turn-based combat game that features a variety of monsters and dungeons to explore. In this blog post, we will discuss the rewards you can get from defeating enemies and how to use them effectively. One of the main rewards you can get from turn-based combat is ascending materials. These are items that you need to upgrade your character's stats and skills. You can find ascending materials in specific dungeons that match the element of your character. For example, if you want to ascend a fire character, you need to farm the fire dungeon. Each dungeon has a different difficulty level and a different amount of stamina required to enter. Stamina is a resource that limits how many times you can enter dungeons per day. You can recover stamina by waiting over time or by using items. Another reward you can get from turn-based combat is money and relic leveling materials. Money is used to buy items from shops and to enhance your relics. Relics are equipment that give your characters extra bonuses and abilities. Relic leveling materials are used to increase the level and power of your relics. You can get money and relic leveling materials from normal monsters on the maps. These monsters are easier to defeat than dungeon bosses, but they also give less rewards. You can also get money and relic leveling materials from completing quests and achievements. To summarize, turn-based combat in Honkai Star Rail is a fun and rewarding way to improve your characters and relics. You can get ascending materials from dungeons, which cost stamina, and money and relic leveling materials from normal monsters, which do not cost stamina. You should balance your stamina usage and your farming goals to optimize your progress in the game. We hope you enjoyed this blog post and learned something new about Honkai Star Rail. In conclusion, Honkai Star Rail is a mobile game that offers a unique and challenging turn-based combat system. The game's speed attribute, action bar, and toughness system add depth and strategy to battles, requiring players to carefully manage their resources and make strategic decisions to emerge victorious. The game's rewarding progression system also provides players with a sense of accomplishment as they earn new characters, equipment, and resources to strengthen their team and take on even tougher challenges. Overall, Honkai Star Rail is a must-play game for fans of turn-based combat and challenging gameplay. With its engaging mechanics, rewarding progression system, and a vast array of characters and enemies, Honkai Star Rail offers an immersive and exciting gaming experience that is sure to captivate players for hours on end.